Hello, and welcome to Finder and Keeper, the podcast, a podcast for the woman who is on a journey of finding herself and keeping herself. I'm Ashley, and I'm your host. Today, we are going to be talking about something that is all over the internet, all over TikTok. And we are talking about the soft life. Okay, so when you hear soft life, what is the first thing that comes to mind? And if you are like most people scrolling on TikTok or Instagram, it's probably an iced matcha with strawberry cold foam in a glass cup, some type of pajamas, and a girl who is living in a well-lit apartment, okay? High rise, something like that. Basically everything that looks expensive, right? Right. And listen, I love that vibe. But here's the thing. It's not just an aesthetic, girl. It is a lifestyle, a mindset, and honestly, it's work. I think we can be honest with ourselves and say that the internet would have you believing that the soft life is drinking a shaken espresso somewhere in some other country, wearing boring ass neutrals, and never breaking a sweat while you're doing Pilates at Solidcore. I think we can all agree that's what we believe softness is. I mean, that's what social media is saying. But softness, real softness, sometimes looks like hard decisions. It's about saying no when you want to be your usual people pleaser. It's about leaving relationships or friendships that feel like you are not benefiting from them or that are putting you back into survival mode, and choosing rest even when this whole crazy hustle culture is in your head saying you haven't earned it. Trust me, I do wish that my soft life involved me wearing some linen clothes, eating a croissant, and smelling a nice candle. But sometimes my soft life is me saying no to helping somebody move, helping somebody run some errands when it's my only day off. A lot of us really grew up in like a quote unquote hard life culture, always grinding, always proving ourselves, always caring more than we should. And softness was rebellion. If your parents caught you taking a nap, at some point that was the end of the world. I don't know if it was me, it's just me. But taking a nap, you being lazy. No, no, I'm tired. Okay, I'm tired. I'm allowed to be tired. Like I said, softness is the rebellion to this hustle culture that we are living in. It's choosing peace over the constant productivity. It's living in a way that feels nourishing instead of draining. And here's the secret. When you commit to a soft life, you're not just decorating your home. Yeah, shocker. You're not just decorating your home. You are really taking care of your inner world. You're deciding what gets space in your mind, your heart, your calendar. And I'm sure you're probably sitting over there like, okay, girl, soft life is not an aesthetic. So then what is it? What is it? Tell us what it is since you know everything. Look, it's not a 6-step skincare routine or buying more candles. Let me give you a couple of steps that I have been learning, that I have been trying to figure out on my own, on what actually contributes to soft life. Step number one, I want you to decide what your version of soft is. What feels soft to you? For some people, it's like a slow morning. For others, it might be like a spontaneous road trip. I know for me, it's honestly both. And softness isn't like a copy and paste from Pinterest or TikTok or your favorite influencer, because what works for them is not going to work for you. Maybe you have to be at work at 6 a.m. Why are you trying to why are you trying to work out, do a 20-step skincare routine, fix avocado toast, then go for a walk, do a full face? Let's be honest. You might need to be looking at a nighttime routine instead of a morning routine, okay, friend? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Decide what calms you and what energizes you in a gentle way, and then build from there. Step two, create your boundaries like it is self care, because it is. You cannot have a soft life if everyone has 24/7 access to you. Put that phone on Do Not Disturb. Boundaries are not walls, they are fences, and you can control the access, okay? You don't have to have a TED talk whenever you say no. Just say no. Yeah, and walk away. Do you want to hang out? No, I don't. You don't have to explain yourself every single time that you say no. And yes, that might just mean muting that group chat when you're overstimulated. That might just mean saving that message for later. That might just mean not accepting that phone call. But we're worried about ourselves. We're worried about our own boundaries. Number 3, build a routine that feels good and not only looks good. And that kind of goes back to the first one that I said. Your morning routine doesn't have to be a montage, okay? It can be imperfect, but it's peaceful for you. If if you hate Pilates, babe, why are you at Solidcore? Why are you trying to buy a membership to Solidcore? Because your favorite influencer is at Solidcore every day. Do what feels good to you and not what looks good. Because at the end of the day, girl, nobody's paying attention. Nobody is paying attention, but you need to pay attention to yourself. And you need to know what feels good to you and what is actually going to make you feel better. Your soft life should actually feel like relief. It shouldn't feel like a to-do list. Number 4, let go of survival mode spending. And that's something that I have to work on myself. Softness also lives in your money habits, okay? That means not just impulse buying because you're stressed, but also allowing yourself, little luxuries here and there without guilt. But sometimes soft things you can do is pay your bills early or have a fridge full of food, you know. That's what softness sometimes feels like. But no more survival mode spending. Like, no more, okay, I'm upset, I'm stressed. Maybe I need to go ahead and buy my full cart on Fashion Nova because that's just a dopamine hit. And you actually don't feel better once the clothes come because you've spent all of that money and about 90% of the clothes don't fit the way that the review said that they did. Okay. So, step number 5, practice saying this is enough. Your soft life is rooted in contentment. And sometimes you have to actively say, I have enough. I am enough, because otherwise you will be constantly chasing more, even when you've already created the life you prayed for. I think we do this often. I do this pretty often myself. Like, I will be living in an answered prayer, but not even really be aware of that. And I'm still wanting more. I'm still asking for more. And sometimes you got to understand God is not going to give you more until you are content with what you have. You, at some point, you prayed for what you have today. So let's live in what we have today and be content with it because, baby, this is enough. You are enough. And number 6, my last one would be rest without earning it. I think the hardest step for many of us, including myself, is resting just because you're alive, not because you've worked yourself into the ground. If the only time you rest is when your body forces you to, that is not soft. Baby, you are collapsing. That is a collapse. And you deserve better than that. We deserve better than that. So those are my 6 steps that I am working on and that I also want to share with you to work on becoming more softer and really creating that soft life. Because I'll be real, my soft life is not always pretty. Some days it is me eating takeout on the couch. Other days it's me making my bed, lighting a candle, and putting on music because I just feel like my soul needs it. Soft life moments don't always photograph well. They don't. But they feel good. And that's the point. You might be sitting on the couch, no bra on, oversized t-shirt, pimple patch on, wig off, and that feels real good to you. Baby, that's soft life. That right there, my friend, that's soft life. So if you're listening to this and you're thinking, well, I can't afford the aesthetic soft life. Let me remind you, the real soft life costs nothing. It's about peace. It is about boundaries. It's protecting your joy. It's giving yourself grace when you're not your best. So if you're listening to this and you're thinking, okay, I can't afford this soft life aesthetic that I'm seeing online, let me remind you, the real soft life costs nothing. It is about boundaries. It is about protecting your joy. It is about giving yourself grace, even when you are not at your best. It is a choice that you make every day in little ways by living slower, by living kinder, by living freer. And yes, I will say a candle does help, but the candle isn't the soft life, girl. You are. You are the soft life. If you have stayed until the end of this podcast, I want to say thank you again for listening to Finder and Keeper. If this episode made you smile or made you rethink the way you're living, go ahead and share it with a friend who's chasing more softness in their life. And I will see you next time. Bye.